Hi, everyone. Tania Farran here with you today on another Monday afternoon of Parent to Parent. I'm your host for this show, as well as the owner of Creative Living Ideas. So I'm excited to talk to you today. We've got a children's author here with us today. We've had a great conversation backstage already. Time just already flies by. I always try to keep our show to about 30 minutes. And so this will be a fun and fast conversation. So I have with us today a special guest named Felipe Cofiño, and he is a HR executive, honestly, but yet also a children's author and a best-selling author also. So you can find Felipe on LinkedIn and other forms of social media. And let's bring him up and he can tell you a little bit more about himself. Welcome to the stage, Felipe. Tell everybody about you.
Hi, Dr. Tanya. Thank you so much for having me. I always love your shows and I love how you support parents out there. It's really an admirable thing that you do. And for those of you I haven't met, my name is Felipe Cofiño. Like Dr. Tanya said, I'm an HR executive. I've been in HR for 3 decades. Makes me sound old because I am old. And I'm a passionate career coach. I'm also most recently a LinkedIn top voice. And just real recently, just became a author of a children's book. Now, I have been a co-author in 2 other books, but this is my first solo book that I co-authored. And yeah, I'm excited to talk about it today.
I know. I was so excited when I saw that your book came up on LinkedIn. And let's go ahead and drop this great image of your beautiful book cover. I absolutely love it. And it caught my attention. And of course, you know, with being an educator, I am so in tune to children's literature and absolutely love all things about literature with kids. And you can never get too many pieces of literature in front of your children, and spending the time with your kids reading books and stories is so important. And we're going to come into the story you were telling me before. We'll get into that about a person repeatedly reading your book. So tell us a little bit about the book. Like, tell us about Backyard Adventures with Miranda and Max.
Sure. Well, it actually started off as an idea about 20 plus years ago when my daughter was like 3 or 4 years old, and we had our dog Max, which Max is like a long-haired German Shepherd. They're called Belgian Tervuurens. And she went to go let him out. She's like, I'm gonna go out with him. I said, sure. And so they went out in the backyard, and it's fenced in, so I felt like they were safe. And after 5 minutes, I went back there to check on them, and Miranda comes running up, down the deck and with the dog, and she's like, oh my God, Papi, it got so scary. We got lost. We didn't know where we were. We didn't know if we were going to be able to get home. We ran into these other animals that helped us get home. Max kept me safe. I'm like, you've been out here for like 5 minutes. In my head, I'm saying this, but I'm like, oh, that's exciting. And as we came inside, I thought that'd be a fun children's book one day. If somebody ever wrote that, not me, someone. And it always stayed with me. And I kept on bringing it up to my daughter and to my wife. And all of a sudden, after I got suckered into co-authoring two anthologies, which opened up my eyes to really, maybe I can do this. And so I put it down on paper. I had it all written out. I knew the pages and the words and the story of how I wanted to tell it. But then the illustration came in. And I'm like, okay, I love to draw. That's my little secret closet thing that I have sketchbooks like 10 high. I'm really good at drawing animals and landscapes. People, I can draw people, but it won't look like you. So what I did was I took the drawings of the animals that I've had in my backyard for years, like the squirrel and the rabbits and stuff like that. And then I took a photograph of my dog and Miranda when she was little, and I had AI cartoonize them. And then I had them take my drawings and cartoonize them and put them together. And that way it was a similar type of style, but it still had a little bit of my artwork in there with actual images that look like my daughter. And so yeah, AI helped me kind of finalize that and actually get it out.
I love that, because that was actually I didn't even write that down, when I was sharing with you our talking points, but that was what I was wondering. How did you get this to come to fruition with the illustrations? That's a challenging piece. Like you said, you go through, you write the book, that's easy to do, right? But how do I make it to where the illustrations match? That's amazing.
And if I drew it myself, it probably would have taken me a good couple of years to actually, because every picture I wanted to be a certain way, and if I messed it up, I had to redo it. So it was very particular. So that part of it really helped me get my vision on paper.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And you know what? I did I have my book on my Kindle and so on my tablet. And you guys, the colors are, I know you probably can't see it here, but the illustrations turn out really beautiful even here. This is where I read the book. And I absolutely love the illustrations. And so those of you who are educators know that, we don't always have to have a lot of words on our pages to be able to tell a story with our kids. And honestly, this story, Felipe, to me, as I was sitting there reading it, I was thinking to myself, I wonder if this was a story that maybe he and his daughter evolved, like as a bedtime story where they would just talk about their adventures in the backyard. And I could see that just kind of evolving in conversation too.
I wish that had been the story to tell right now, but it's not. What it has turned into though is, and what I'm really like pleased about as an afterthought, to be honest, is these are stories that I would tell my grandkids, maybe my great grandkids, that my kids would never tell. Right. So now by having them on paper, I know that those stories will be told for those generations, whether I'm here or not. And I think that was one of those blessings, because I really wish it had been, because I love storytelling, but the backyard adventures, that came much later as the overcompensating thing, because I can't leave my son out, And so, but the story itself stood on its own. So I think that now that I have that, I hope my future generations get a chance to benefit from that, and I hope I get a chance to read it to some of them.
Yes. And that storytelling piece, right? Like this can be the beginning of a storytelling of adventures for kids and families together to have. And literature can be a really bonding experience for, whoever the caregiver is and the child, especially when they're young, they hop up on your lap or cuddle with you before they go to bed or just as a quiet time. And I think that this reminded me of my grandfather used to be the storyteller. I think my grandmother would throw us all in bed with my grandfather and say, everybody go in there, and she'd go sleep. So she wasn't getting a foot in the head and all of that kind of stuff. Right. And so he would lay there and tell us stories and would eventually fall asleep in the middle of his own story, which was the long running joke when we became adults. But, these are great ways to start, like you said, building a family legacy. You could tell these stories to your grandchildren. Grandpa wrote a book. Not that we're grandparents yet, Felipe, but we're in the age group where we could be, right?
Absolutely. And the other thing is that you and I, we grew up using our imagination. Like when we went to the backyard or out with our friends, we sometimes had to just come up with, let's just play imagination and do something. And whether that was creating a fort in the trees and bushes, to having a whole I remember mud pies were a thing.
Sure.
And even with the snow, you'd make amazing forts. You had a lot more to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, technology sucks us in, me included. And so it's a good reminder to, hey, put them down and just go outside and have fun and use your imagination and let yourself go crazy. Because I think sometimes our imagination is kind of like the roadmap to what we might do in the future. Because when we let our imagination go, we get excited about it. We get passionate about it. And that might grow into a future passion that we actually turn into a career. Who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. And, so you kind of shared your motivation behind writing the book. And I know Miranda is your daughter, correct? Yes. I believe she was on a show with you one time. I had caught it. I think I had it playing in the back while I was working. How is she feeling about this book? And what role did she take in creating this book with you?
So she loves the book. She is really happy with how it came out. I think she heard me talking about it for so long that she never believed it was actually going to happen. So when it came out, I said, okay, she got the first look at it, the first approval of it. And, she made some small things like, wait. My hair was curlier than that. Make it a little bit curlier. Or, I think her eyes looked hazel in the book. My eyes are brown. Make sure my eyes are brown. I'm like, okay, sorry. And at one point she's like, okay, you're inconsistent. You don't have earrings on me all the time. I go, no, that was intentional, because you lose your earrings all the time, and you find them and you lose them and you find them and you lose them. So I kind of had to make that kind of one of those little Easter eggs in there.
I love that.
Yeah. So she's actually been the big proponent to pushing me to do the next book, because she's a social worker, and she has kids that she reads to sometimes, and she shares it with her friends. Her friends are like, the kids are asking for book 2. I'm like, okay. I was happy that my daughter liked it, but that other kids liked it. I was like, okay, now I'm ecstatic. So I've committed to a 5-book series. My son had a wonderful idea for the 5th book, which I was kind of struggling with. He goes, do one on Halloween. We have a crazy Halloween on our street every year.
Yes.
Halloween, kids are like, you know what? That's a brilliant idea. And we have a lot to work with there. So
that is a great idea to do that. That's nice. Yes. I love this. So thank you for everyone that has joined us today. Jackie for joining us, Nick for being here, Jay for being here, Christy. I love this idea. After reading it to a child, you could be like, let's go in the backyard and find our own adventure, right?
exactly.
There's so many things that you can do with literature. And that's why this channel is important to me, to give parents ideas, to give them resources, whether we're talking all the way from, mental health therapy to all the way with just spending time with our kids and reading literature to them. So,
I have to give a shout out to Nick. Nick is my publisher. She is really the one who inspired me to get into like co-authoring with the LinkedIn and with the family book. So when I thought about a publisher, she was the first one that came to mind. And even though this was her first children's book that she did, I mean, it's about the experience of getting your book published and knowing it's done with care. She really is phenomenal. So if you're looking for a publisher, just a shout out to her. She's phenomenal.
Absolutely. I would have to agree. I think the work that she's done has been incredible. Yes, Christy, loved reading to your son. I know. Those are great moments. Yes. And you know what? I'm going to tell you this. As an educator, it was hard sometimes to come home after I was helping a class of 30 read all day, to come home and read to my kids, but I still did it. And it ended up being a really loving moment in time. But it was, well, one child I kind of chased around the house with a book more than the other one wanted to sit. The other one did not. So, we have 2 different versions of children, right?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I love that. Jay would like your book to go into public libraries.
I'm trying. So there's little like I don't know if you have them by. I'm sure you probably do, but like by parks, they'll have this little like house.
Yes, like a free library for kids. Yeah,
exactly. So every time I tell my wife, like every time we go for a walk, let's take some, and if we see one, we'll put one in there just for free and let them have it.
Yes.
But you've known me for a while now, Tanya. You know that my mind, I can just go with an idea and run with it. And
yes.
So, one of the things that Nick has been very supportive about is how I've been promoting the book. And one of the ideas was, I got family in Spain that spoke English that bought the book and read it, but they're like, "Can you do it in Spanish?" And so I did it in Spanish. I had them proof it. One of them, my niece over there, that's my daughter's age, was one who kind of did all the proofing and made sure everything was correct. So I gave her credit in the book. So that's coming out. I keep on saying next week, but it's my fault. I need to get something to Nick, but it's all done. It really is just once I tell her here, she can push a button probably and it's loaded. But having a song that was written by Mike LeBlanc, having AI help me create the still images to animated images. These are the different levels of opportunities. And now I bought the stupid $20 thing. Okay. And I told my daughter, I sent my daughter a voice text. And it's actually let's see if you can hear the voice text, because if you can, it'll do it much better justice than I could ever do. So it's me asking my daughter if she'd be interested in doing something. Okay, let's see here. I think this is it. Oh wait, that's okay. Here we go. Let me see if you all can hear this here. It's downloading. But what I did was I bought a little machine that alters your voices. So I want to do a audiobook of the book, but I wanted to have character voices. I said, Miranda, will you play yourself? And the way I asked her was I sent this silly, goofy message here. And here we go. Let's see if you can hear this. Oh, wait, that's the wedding proposal. Oops, sorry.
Just make sure it's not the grocery list that your wife sent you. Or no, I'm just kidding.
Okay, you know what? Let's come back to that, because that was their wedding proposal that I thought maybe I sent it just to her. Oh yeah, here it is. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But yeah. So for me, it's all about, I think about how I was when I was a kid and the experiences that we all have, and I just wanted to make sure that I try to create those same images or same experiences that I would want as a kid. If I had a favorite kids book that I liked, I'd want to see it on TV. I'd want to hear it. I want, and so all these different things that allow
Felipe,
us.
this is lighting you up.
Oh, I mean,
this is lighting you up. Like, I've seen you in so many settings. We've worked in different realms, and this is literally lighting. I am grinning from ear to ear. You are so in love with what you're doing with this book right now. And I love this and this book and your future books, because isn't it fun to go into the creative side of who we are and just really find that passion again?
Being an HR executive for 30 years, I dealt with a lot of serious topics. So it's nice to tap into a fun topic that I think hopefully will live on and continue. So for me, I'm excited about it. Why can I not find this? All right.
Well, while you find that, let me play the video. How does that sound?
Sure.
You work on that. I'll drop you down. I'll play this video. You guys can see the video of, it's a 2-minute video, so check it out. And then the YouTube link will drop in the comment section. Also, I'm going to take myself down and go ahead and
Miranda came running through the back door. Max at her heels like he's done before. 4 paws and 1 bright heart, making music in our yard. I watched her laugh at his silly games. Saw her whisper his secret names. She's learned love through wagging tail. A bond that time will never fail. Miranda and Max, 2 hearts that beat as one. Grateful for the joy they bring into our home. She's got her best friend, he's got his whole world. Together they're complete, my Miranda and faithful Max. Someday she needed comfort, someday she needed play. Max gave her everything, every single day. I've watched her grow through a father's grateful eyes, seeing how love grows when it's honest and it's tried. Miranda and Max, 2 hearts that beat as one. Grateful for the joy they bring into our home. She's got her best friend, he's got his whole world. Together they're complete, my Miranda and faithful Max. How did we get so lucky with love that fills our home? This beautiful young lady and her beloved friend.
oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I could have just cried in that when your dog Max was shown at the end. Oh my gosh.
You know what? You're like the 10th person that says that. My daughter and my wife said it, my mom said it, but then other people are like, oh, when the dog walks up, I'm like, why? I know I get emotional, but why is everyone else getting emotional? It's so amazing.
I don't know. I think it's because I don't know. Those of us that love animals understand that. Like, I get it. I get it. And what a beautiful, that animation was amazing. Felipe, that turned out really, really well. Now I know why you were saying that there was a person who, it was your nephew? Someone
Oh yeah, no. So my niece's boyfriend's son. Okay, so let's just call him my future nephew, maybe.
A little guy.
A little one.
Wanted to watch it over and over.
Yeah, well, she watched him. She gave him the book, and he read it every night. And when he came over one day, I'm like, oh, I have a video if you want to see it, because they were trying to get something done. And I played the video, and he wanted to watch it, and watched it 10 times. And I'm like, okay, the fact that a kid actually enjoys it speaks volumes. So I found the audio of what I shared. So this is what I sent to my daughter when I said, maybe we should do an audiobook of it.
Hi, Miranda. This is Ricky the Raccoon. I hope you do the reading.
And so it was just silly stuff like that. And
Hey,
then,
Miranda, this is Sammy the Squirrel. I really hope that you do the reading. It would be really cool.
So I use this to create different voices. I don't know if that came through as well as it sounded, but the idea is do an audio book with different voices for the animals, and then have Miranda be her own voice.
I love that. Oh my gosh, you are just taking this and running with it. And that's exciting and fun.
It is fun. It's something that it's kept me busy. But it's
Yeah.
also that, the day that I retire one day, I think I might enjoy writing more books, and whether they're business books, children's books, whatever, it's something that I've really found that I've enjoyed it more than I ever thought. And
Yeah.
the children's books for the kids, to me, kids always need something good to read. And honestly, that's why I don't care if it's digital or paper, as long as they're reading and letting their imagination go, because they got to learn early on that sometimes that reading and taking their mind somewhere else, not only is it fun and is it creative, but it's also healthy to give your mind a mental break from some of the real world crap that's going on.
Mhm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Completely. I agree. And that was an amazing video. I love that. So I guess I had a couple of questions that I want to hear from you from a parent's perspective. One of them, and you may not have, so please don't feel like you have to, because we as parents have different roles sometimes. So how did you encourage a love for literacy in your children's lives?
Well, I gotta say, my wife was very huge on making sure that we read to them every night. Like, she wanted to make sure that that was part of the bedtime ritual. And she didn't care if they fell asleep after 5 seconds or 5 minutes. So that was something that was a big part of it. The other thing was realizing that tapping into what they enjoy reading. My daughter liked reading about fun fantasy stuff. My son, until we realized at a very young age, he liked science fiction, but he wanted to read like real stories, not like bedtime stories. So for him, once we let him read what he wanted to, I mean, it was
Yeah.
perfect for his age. He started I want another one of this. So we started finding series of books. So he was the series guy. My daughter was just well, I want to read this one. I'll read this one. I'll read this one. So she just likes reading in general. He's more like me. He finds a series and he'll stick to it.
Interesting. I love that. We had to hide a book. We literally had to hide one because she kept picking it, and we all know what it is. Halloween at Creepy Castle slid under the couch by accident, because we were like, please, can we read something else other than, but like you with the Halloween story, like you were talking, like she liked it. It was creepy. It was kind of, and it was just a silly book, but to her, she liked that page. Did you have a favorite book when you were growing up? When you were a kid?
There was a few. I had one of my parents' friends who they would have at the house a lot would make up stories. So that was always fun because of that. For me, I don't know if I have a favorite one, because I'm trying to think. I remember people read them to me, but there's not one that sticks out. I mean, The Cat in the House, Mickey Mouse was my favorite.
Yeah.
There was a Mickey Mouse Christmas book that we had, actually, that I really I wanted to read it all year round.
Yeah.
And then I got paid back when my son wanted to watch Frosty the Snowman all year round for 1 year. Oh, dear God, we lost that tape too. Oh,
see, it was like the book. We had to move. We had to lose the book.
Yes, and we don't know where it went. We don't know where it went. And then you keep on finding it. We're like, I don't want to break the tape, but I'm this close to breaking the tape.
I know. And that's, that's the thing, right? It's hard as parents. Sometimes we get tired of those things. Kids learn by that repetition. Their very first forms of reading are memorization. Actually, their really first forms of reading are identifying logos, right? They can identify McDonald's driving down the road, or there's the Chick-fil-A, or there's Target, or whatever, right? Because they can see the symbols and those different logos for companies. Those are their very first ages and stages of reading, but then that repetition takes place. So for me, my favorite book was, there was a Sesame Street book and I loved it. It was called The Monster at the End of the Book. And Grover is reading the book and he keeps hearing that there's this monster at the end of the book, but it's him. He's the monster. So then he's like, oh, no big deal. It's just me. Because he was scared. He was like, please don't turn the page. There's a monster at the end of the book and I don't want to see him. And it was him. And I just,
funny, I put in one page of my book, there's these it's starting to get dark outside, and there's 2 red beady eyes in the bushes. My niece's, friend, son, or whatever you want to call him. Sorry. He's like, oh, the red beady eyes are scary. This is a scary page for me. I'm like, really? He's like, yes. I'm like, okay. I try to make it really lightly scary, but obviously because it's the unknown. All they know is red eyes. But
Right.
The message that I was trying to create was, don't judge someone just because how they look. They're not necessarily just scary or different,
Right.
just different and all that. But it was really effective. The kids, they dive into that like, oh, it's scary. I don't want to know.
Yeah, exactly.
They enjoy it.
A little bit of a thrill for them, a little bit of a suspense, a little bit of a thrill, and what better when they're sitting on your lap and you're, able to protect them and tell them it's going to be okay. And we're reading the book. Let's see what happens next. So, and then how about you as a dad? How has your role evolved with your children as they have grown? Your kids are adults. Are they adults? Both adults now?
No, my son's 23. My daughter's 26. My son's about to turn 24, and it has evolved better than I ever could have expected. I mean, don't get me wrong. For any of you that have those teenage kids right now, they will like you again, and they will think that you're smart again. I promise you, give them time. But I didn't know anything. Everything I said was wrong for so many years. I went from being Bobby knows everything to you're always wrong to, hey, cast your advice. That's where we are now. I am my son's literal personal HR director. He comes home, he's like, all right, I had this issue at work. Can a manager do this and this? If the employee does this, I'm like, okay, so here's the deal. And I was sitting there like, and it took an hour long, but I love it. I love it. Like when my daughter came back from college, every Saturday morning we would have coffee in the backyard and get into these. She'd ask, why is this a big deal in politics? Or why are they changing this law? Or why are they doing this? And I'm like, and we'd had these great conversations. And like after like a half hour, 45 minutes, we're like, all right, now let's talk about something less serious. And we talk about silly goof, the TV shows or whatever. But that is that relationship of like, I can see the relationship now as an adult. I see them as an adult. And I'm so grateful that they still like me. My son did just share with me recently, like 2 years ago, that he's been fact checking me all my life. Now I say that, and I'm proud of him as well as a little bit like I should be insulted, but I mean, think about it. When our parents told us, apple a day keeps the doctor away. We didn't have Google, and there was nothing in Encyclopedia Britannica about giving a doctor an apple, so we had to believe our parents. My son got wise. He Googled everything I said. So he said, yeah. I go, when it comes to business, life skills, banking, HR, hotels, you're the man. But when it comes to auto mechanics, other things, like, no, you don't know anything. And I know that very well. I'm like, I can't be mad at you because you're right. But you have to be so harsh about it.
Right. I love that. It is, it's so true because it is really fun. One of the things I talk to a lot of parents about is that you just never really stop parenting your kids. And even, I mean, I still go to my mother for things or talk to her about things, but I think she still worries about me just as I worry about my children. Right. And so it never, ever ends. And it just becomes, I think, just more, I don't know. It's fun. I just think it's fun. I love hanging out with my adult kids. Like, and so many people have told me you need to write a book on raising adult children. And I'm like, I don't think I want to do that one, but maybe not yet.
Yeah. I mean, if you give it a few more years, because then you have when do you stop raising them at some point? Because my mother's 93 years old. She hasn't stopped trying to raise me.
No, I know.
She moved into our house, not because she needed to. It was just like she had a big house. She didn't need it. Like, it was a long story. But so she's very active still at 93, thank God. But she seems to have to remind me to lock the door or take out the trash or turn off the lights. I'm like, okay, Mom, I love you, but I was doing all this stuff before you moved in here.
I know.
I'm a big boy now. I know.
I can do this.
But it's like, can you stop parenting me, please? And she's like, nope. I'm like, all right, fine. But it is true. And I think that do you have a boy, girl, 2 girls?
I have 2 daughters.
Okay.
Yes, in their 20s. They're in their upper 20s now.
So you could appreciate this if they were dating somebody that did this. more than it was your own child. But for any of you that have a son out there, when you think about your child who's an adult, making their own decisions, at the point where you really can't really say much because they're an adult now. If they want to buy something, you know, you can't say, no, you can't have that. My son bought something. You want to guess what he bought?
A car?
Oh, I wish it was just a car.
I have no idea.
A car would be much safer.
Oh, no.
A car has a cover on it. He got a motorcycle.
Oh.
Yeah, see, that. See, it's like, it's not the end of the world, but it's like just the ideas as a parent go in your head.
Yes.
You think of look, I read a lot of Stephen King, so I get really graphic in my head when I think of the horrible things that could happen. It's a bad thing, but he has been very, very mature about it. My wife was like, but he's gonna do this. He's gonna do this. I'm like, okay, this is not the kid that jumped off the jet ski going 50 miles an hour a few years ago that was being stupid.
Mm-hmm.
We're an adult now.
Mm-hmm.
No, and no, he is, because he's really been very smart about it. And he's like, here's my classes I'm taking, here's the license, here's the training, here's the gear I'm buying, you know, here's the research I've done.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. And then one day he came to me and he goes, he had his permit, which you still need someone with you. But he had a training, he had been practicing, you know. And he goes, do you have a backpack I can take with me? I'm like, yeah, I think I have. Like, wait a second, you're not driving that motorcycle to work. No. Like, is it worth risking it? What if you get stopped? You get your license suspended for a year, and you have a bike that you can't use. And he does what he normally does. He's like, all right, he stepped away and he processes what we talked about.
Sure.
He comes back. He goes, okay, listen, I hear what you said, and I'm not gonna take the bike to work. But do me a favor, don't tell me that I can't, because that makes me shut down and I don't listen to you. And so when you tell me that I can't do something as a grown adult, it feels a little disrespectful. So I'll listen to you, I'll talk to you, but let's have a conversation. In my head, I'm like, damn it, when did you become such an adult? I was like,
what a mature thing to say, right?
I know.
You raised a mature young man.
But it's so much harder to argue with them when they're being reasonable.
I know.
So yeah, so that's so you know, the relationship has grown. I'm very grateful. And I'm very lucky that they've grown into smart, intelligent adults that I know they're gonna make mistakes like we did, but hopefully they make less mistakes than we did.
Yes, I love that. So Felipe's book, Miranda and Max's Adventure, is on Amazon. If you're following this on LinkedIn, the way to purchase it is actually in the comment section. I think both of us have dropped a link in to purchase a copy of the book. Again, the Kindle version is beautiful. I'm sure your kids would prefer to have the actual paperback version. Felipe,
the paperback version does come with the QR code for the video. So you have
okay.
Yeah. And
that's good.
Because you've been so kind, I'm gonna share something as a first reveal here. Is for people that have been asking, and I.
Whoops.
Ironically enough, why isn't my family asking about this? But anyways, my daughter's friends and other people have asked about, is the second book coming out? Because at the last page, I teased Brady and my cat. So I want to let everyone know that I've finished writing it and I finished the cover. So there's the cover of Brady and Lucky, the one-eyed cat. And yes, we are introducing the Abuela. That's my mother in the background.
Oh, nice.
She actually has that dress. So
I love that. Felipe, that's amazing.
And the little black dog in the back is Storm. He's the next animal that's being introduced. So every book is going to have a new pet that we've had over the years introduced. And Copper will get a book eventually.
Copper's the star of the show right now these days.
Yeah, Copper's like, where's my book?
Where's my book, Dad? Where's my book?
I protect you, and you write about the dog you had 20 years ago. What's up with that?
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for being with us today, Felipe. I greatly appreciate it. Congratulations on the success of your bestseller, new children's book. And we'll have you again on here when you finish the next one and the next one. So it looks like you'll be on 4 more times. Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you and I appreciate
You're welcome. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Take care.